What's up, traders? My name is Ethan. This is Trade Talk. What is happening, Ed, Mr. Ziploc Holmes, Undefined? How's everybody doing tonight? We're going to be looking at the Bitcoin charts. We're going to take a look at the Dogecoin and a lot of other assets. Let me turn this phone off, as I always forget to do that. All right, here we go. Hopefully everything is going nice and smooth today. It seems as if though it is. I like it. Let's rock and roll. So we have had a few days of, well, not a few days, it's a few sessions actually. Let's go into the daily chart and see what we got going on here. This is your support level right here underneath this daily candle. Why isn't that working? Let me get that. There you go, trading view. Thank you. And then I got some other smaller time frame levels there. So basically when you have a doji like this situation here on this bearish candle, the resistance level or the support level is ultimately going to be the bullish candle, right? I mean the top of that candle. But it's so small, the range is so small, just go ahead and be on the safe side and put it on the bottom of the bearish candle, as that is your support level, because that's the last time the daily closed red, and it's the last price that it closed that low. So you can see we are coming into that and we are testing it. We had a nice bounce yesterday, we're bouncing again today. So has Bitcoin found support? It's possible. I mean, this is a nice breakout candle we had up here the other day. Nice strong bullish close. And then this is just random pullbacks, right? So this looks constructive in my opinion for Bitcoin. I do have this stop loss sitting right there, but this is the paper account. Just basically took this trade a long time ago. That music is pretty loud. Let me kill this, or at least turn it down. It's distracting me. All right. What's up, Juice? Will McPhail, Ajith, my friend, Giles, Lori, Juice, Stonix, Thomas, everybody. Thank you guys for showing up. We are hitting it. All right, so here we go. So yeah, I like Bitcoin where it is right now. I mean, it's testing this level of support again. I don't like the fact that it's testing it again, but I mean, people are going to consider this being a sell-off because they get over leveraged and they buy breakouts, and then when you have a pullback, they get stopped out. They think Bitcoin sucks, but you got to buy it on the pullbacks, like dips, red candles. That's what you buy, not the first red candle. You know what I mean? This stuff takes time. It doesn't just happen right now. You know what I mean? Bitcoin looks good. It looks fabulous. This is that old 8-hour level. Also, when you got this daily close above that, basically that's when I got long. You know what I'm saying? Boom. There we go. That's what you want to do. That's how you buy these assets. You don't buy them at the highs. You buy them on their pullback candles. This breakout on this bullish candle told you that this day closed above your resistance level. So this was looked at as a pullback. When is it no longer looked at as a pullback? When you take out your previous support level on a closing basis. If this daily candle would have kept going and then closed beneath this support level, then this was a bull trap, but you did not close beneath that candle. And then your very next day, you took out that entire candle's body's range, right? You didn't take out the entire candle's range, but you did take out the entire body. You took out that entire range with this daily candle. That on this pullback here would have been a great entry as well. But when you're buying like this up at all-time highs, your price targets can't be phenomenal price targets. You have to look at this with a bit of reality. I would have only been aiming for that high had I entered there. And that's when I took profits. Then this was the original entry was 13 Bitcoins. So once we took out that high, that's when I took off 10. And then I re-entered with 1. And that basically, I don't know what's going on there, but it should have adjusted. The price should have been higher, but for whatever reason, it's still down there. So that's basically what you want to look for. Bitcoin's looking good. Is now the time to buy on Bitcoin? Probably. You're better off to buy it down here than you are to buy it up here. Now, obviously, since you have took out your support, this daily bullish candle created a support because this is a downtrend or a resistance level, because this is now in the near term a downtrend. So basically when price comes back up to there, sellers are going to look to short that because they're going to assume that that resistance level will hold. But if this holds down here as support, chances are it's going to bust right through that and keep going higher. Bitcoin has a ton of support under it. Each massive dip is being bought, right? Look, all the way down here, bought. You're making higher highs or higher lows. This is a bullish uptrend. There is no point in looking for sell side setups, in my opinion, until you start making lower highs and lower lows. Then you look to possibly exit some Bitcoin on a pop up. But as long as you're making higher highs and higher lows, you just ride it out. There's nothing to do. Absolutely nothing to do. When you're in a winning trade, you do not have to worry about anything. The people that are not in winning trades, the ones that are losing money, they're the ones that have to do something. When you're winning, you don't have to do anything. This trade's been on since last week. You know what I mean? This trade's been on for a while. I actually think it has moved up because I believe I bought this pullback here. So when this happened, I bought an extra Bitcoin and that adjusted the price. Probably adjusted the price from there to there. But basically, the only reason I got the paper account pulled up is to show you how I'm looking to buy the Bitcoin. I'm looking to buy dips. Then you get in, you can take profits if you so choose, or just let it ride. My main account, my real money account, I just buy red weekly candles. Every red weekly close, I put a little bit more Bitcoin on, put a little bit more Bitcoin on, put a little bit more on. You know what I mean? But so yeah, I'm sticking with this. I don't trade Bitcoin. I trade Forex and stocks and other cryptos. So Bitcoin, in my opinion, is an absolute hold. It's still a hold. It's going to be a hold for many, many years. It's just now that companies are starting to look at this asset with, they're looking at it to take some of their cash reserves, put it in an asset, no, not gold. They're not putting it in gold. They're putting it in Bitcoin because they see the value of this thing going to be much higher. Not right now. They're not worried about it now, right? Even though when Tesla bought all their Bitcoin, they've more than doubled their money. If they bought $2.2 billion with Bitcoin, they now have $4 billion. But they're not going to sell. They're not looking to just buy a little bit of Bitcoin, make a quick buck, and turn it off. That's not what they're thinking. They're thinking of a long term. Where's this thing going to be in 5 years, 6 years, 10 years? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm a holder of Bitcoin. I love it, and as long as it keeps going up like this, it's beautiful. This weekly candle's not looking so hot, but there still is a day and 4 hours left on this closing. So yeah, I would much rather see it close above this candle, obviously. I don't want to see it close back beneath this candle. If I see that, then this just looks like a stop run, but then we'll have to wait for it to find support. If you're looking to trade Bitcoin, you're trading at all-time highs. Just keep that in mind. If you're looking to enter Bitcoin for longer-term holds, look to buy red weeks. Look to buy red months. That's how you get into an asset, and then you just forget about it, right? You don't maintain that position. You don't keep watching it every single day. You buy it with a small amount of money, so that way you don't get affected by the intra-week price swings. Weekly price swings shouldn't matter to you. It shouldn't bother you. To be honest with you, if Bitcoin goes all the way back down to $40,000, you should not even sweat it. It should not even be a problem. But it's going to be. If Bitcoin pulls back to 40 grand, people are going to be calling it the end of the bull market cycle. I don't believe it is. I don't believe it is. In fact, if we did have a nice big fat push down here and stop all these people out, it might be a great spot to buy. Well, I know I would buy it there. So Bitcoin's not looking so good, but it is pulling back. Like I said, there's 1 day left on this, and the daily candles are holding plenty of structure, man. This is your support level. This was a high close. Yes, the candle was red, but look where it tested. It tested the support level, and look where it closed in conjunction with that support test. That tells you everything. Well, it tells you a lot, right? It doesn't tell you everything, obviously, but if this thing would have closed on the structure level, right, on the level, then that looks to me like it might be wanting to test it from the underneath side. And that's not generally so good. That just usually means that it's going to look for a lower area to find support. But you closed way up here. So this pushed up into yesterday's price action. Obviously, sellers got short because they think that this is the end of the run. They always do. Or they're just trading it down to the next level of support. So when I take intraday opportunities in the Forex market, I'm trading in the direction of the next resistance or support. And at that point, I will take off the bulk of my position, trading inside of the weekly range. And if that's what people are doing, then you can trade Bitcoin all day long, every day, because it has huge moves. From this up here, $63,000. This support test was $59,000. That's a $4,000 move. You don't need many Bitcoins to capitalize on that. If you just have two, that's $8,000 in profit. Let me check the comments real quick and then I'll move on to Ethereum. What's up, everybody? The main man, he says, Giles, thank you so much, my friend. What's up, all? Smash the like button, says Monique. Yes, please do that. Let me grab a drink. Thank you so much. What's on sale? That's what we're looking for, Matt. That's what we're looking for. Hot USD. Krishna, I will look at every single asset anybody wants to look at. Just let me run over the main pairs that I want to look at real quick, and then we'll come back and answer all your questions. All right, so here's ETH. ETH is a lot. No, not this one. Sorry. Let me go over to the purple list. ETH is looking stronger than Bitcoin, right? Look at this thing. When ETH broke out, this was its all-time high. You had massive push higher. 3 days, just boom, boom, boom. That's beautiful. It seems to be finding support. I believe that's a 4-hour level. Maybe it's an 8-hour level. Yeah, it's an 8-hour level. So that's that level right now. You can see you did get an 8-hour closure below the opening price of that bearish candle, and you actually did get a close beneath that support on an 8-hour time frame. So that's not necessarily what you want to see. So this is going to be looked at as a pullback, right? Because it's failed to hold at this support level because you got that close. So don't be looking to buy this just yet. Give this a day or two to suss out direction. Obviously, if this thing continues higher from here, then obviously I was wrong, and I'm just trying to look out for you guys. I'm not trying to get you hurt or wrecked. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people are going to be taking positions on what they hear on YouTube. Chances are that's not the best strategy, but I understand. I was there. I've been there before, not knowing what to do. So right now, when this pushes back up into this bullish candle, sellers are going to re-engage with their short positions, as this is your support level. You have broke down beneath your support level, so it will be going back up there to test it, to see if it wants to hold as resistance. If you get an 8-hour closure back above that level, then obviously this was a buying opportunity and it will be looked at as a bear trap. But the unfortunate part about bear traps and bull traps is we don't know when they're going to happen, and we need another close to tell us if it was a bull trap or bear trap. So a lot of times what you've noticed, if you've been watching my channel for a long time, you see that I will randomly throw limit orders in the area of these things, but I always have a stop loss with a tight stop, basically, so that way if I'm wrong, I get stopped out and I move on, because prices is a constant changing. It's always changing. It's going in uptrends and then it's choppy and then downtrends. So taking trades, basically, I hit some and I lose some. I didn't take this trade because on Ethereum, I'm basically positioned the same way as I am on Bitcoin, way lower. So I'm not really looking for intra-week swings to do anything. I do add on red weeks with Ethereum as well, because I believe Ethereum is going to be trading at $10,000 one of these days, especially if they can get the gas prices down lower. Right now, it's very expensive to use the ETH platform, but the reason it's so expensive to use the ETH platform is because there is so much demand. There's so much demand. Everybody's trying to get in on it. That's why the gas fees are so ungodly expensive right now. All we need is some nice little technological advancement, bring those gas fees down lower, and then Ethereum can continue to grow. I am very extremely bullish on Ethereum longer term. I love the asset. I love everything it does. So I'm holding this. I'm holding it. But if you're looking for intra-week trades, you're going to have to watch to see if you get a closure above 2426.64. This bullish candle's opening price. If you reject right there, then you may be coming back down to test your original breakout area. There are probably levels on smaller time frame charts, but when you're so close to a main breakout area, you know, I would just let it go back to there and then watch to see how price reacts around that level, because you can go way up like this and then come all the way back down and test that level of support and then go back up again, as that makes the risk to reward much more attractive to your bigger traders, the people who have real money. They don't like buying all-time highs. They like buying pullbacks as well. And in conjuncture, it could probably be very, I mean, it's probably safe to say that a lot of this price action is retail right now. I mean, most professional traders and prop firms, they're not trading on the weekends, right? But they do have computer programs, bots, algos that run 24/7. So yeah, that's probably what's going on a little bit. So that's pretty much it on ETH and Bitcoin. DOT had a nice little big candle yesterday. Boom, took out all one of those stops, and then we closed back beneath the resistance level, and now we're trading right back down to where it was before it broke out. Don't like to see that either. When you have a breakout candle, you don't want to see the very next candle come right back and retest the breakout area, as that does not show a sign of strength. It actually shows more of what I just said, a move up higher to trigger these stops that were resting above these two highs right here, so that way they could gather up enough liquidity to sell into it. So what do you have resting above these up here? You have buy orders, right? So they need buy orders to sell into those buy orders. So they push price higher, trigger all those buy orders, and then they dump into those buy orders. Boom, you get a big move like that. So when you see breakout prices, you want to see prices maintaining the breakout at least for a day or so, and then come in for a pullback and move higher, as that is indicative of bulls buying it up. When you see stuff like this is indicative of somebody with a lot of money selling into those buying orders. So I'm not really liking DOT too much. Now, if we get a close back above 45.86, I will be liking it. Obviously, this thing is extremely bullish. It looks good. You're trading at all-time highs, right? When you're trading at all-time highs, you're going to see a lot more of this stuff. Crazy price action, you know what I mean? Because it's up here. It's way up there. And then I took a position on yesterday on ADA XBT. I did post this on the community tab on my YouTube channel. Let me go over here and tell you why I took this trade. Let me get rid of some of these distractions. So this was a daily resistance level. You can see when we tested this resistance level on this day, we were unable to close above it, and we closed way beneath it. Tested it again, and then you've seen that selling pressure and come into the market. However, you closed back above, almost back above your bearish candle right here. So once you took out this price bar's complete and total range with a nice bullish close, any trade back down into that area would have been looked at as a buying opportunity. So when I seen this daily close on Cardano versus Bitcoin, I'm bullish on Bitcoin. So by me buying this asset, it's not very smart. I should be selling it. But anyways, this is why I just bought it, simply on this price action. We had a daily close above resistance on a retest of your old resistance level. I just got long right there. Boom. And yesterday we were trading up a little bit. I actually thought that it might head higher. And today we're doing like an inside day. So maybe it does, maybe it comes back down. If it does, I'll exit the position. I was thinking about exiting the position a little earlier on the day, but we closed back above this 4-hour support. So I was watching this 4-hour support. We got to close beneath it. And instead of me just bailing out of the trade at that point, I said, let's wait and see what happens with the next 4-hour structure of candle, because a lot of times this would just be like a little trappy trap. And that's what it kind of sort of was, because this closed back above. We retested this level already again on the 4-hour, and we are moving higher. So maybe this was just a pullback, finding support at a higher level, because remember, this is the level at which I bought it. So you had to push up, made a high, come back in, finding higher low support, possibly looking for this thing to head higher. The position is currently up 3% right now. So, I mean, that's a decent trade. 3% is a nice trade. I could take the profits now and run, but I'm going to watch it. I'm standing in front of the computers all day long, every day anyways, because there is no days off. So I'm going to keep my eyes on this thing. I'd love to see it get above this this bullish candle right here. Absolutely, because that would be indicative of some strength coming in. Cardano is extremely bullish. It's okay to be bullish on some of these assets versus Bitcoin, even when Bitcoin's going up, because some of these things are just stronger because more people are on it, right? So let's go look at Doge and I'll explain what I'm talking about. So let's go look at Doge on Ccoin. There we go. Yeah, so this thing is extremely bullish. Extremely bullish. A lot of people were, or not a lot of people, one person was mad at me because I didn't tell nobody to buy this thing on my live streams. It's not what I do. I give you specific levels and it's up to you whether or not you want to buy it or sell it at those levels. This thing is extremely strong. This is a short squeeze like you've never seen before. Dogecoin is a fork of Litecoin, and Litecoin is popping off too. Let me go back to this and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Look at this. I had this descending trend line. This is Litecoin versus Bitcoin. Look how much stronger Litecoin is than Bitcoin versus Bitcoin. Litecoin has a bid under it right now. The reason is because we came all the way down to these lows. Let me go out to a monthly chart so you can see what lows I'm talking about. Yes, these lows down here. Boom. Look at this. I mean, that's monthly support. Yeah, somebody bought that. Somebody big. Somebody assumed that that was a nice, cheap price to buy some Litecoin versus Bitcoin, and now it's got a bid. It looks good against the dollar as well. LTC, USD. See, that's the dollar. Here's your monthly support level. You're trading way above that. You have not taken out your all-time high yet, but it's got a bid under it. So back to Doge. Since Doge is a fork of Litecoin and Litecoin has a massive bid under it, that's why Doge is popping. Doge is nothing. It has no physical value. The company is a joke. It was put together as a joke. And as far as I know, they're not making anything that anybody wants to buy still. So this is basically just trading because of Elon Musk, in my opinion. You get the shorts on their against their back like this, man, and then you got retail piling in, buying as much Dogecoin as they can, and then boom. Yes, if you bought down here on Dogecoin, you made a decent amount of money, and congratulations. Would I be looking for bullish entries on Doge at these levels? No. There is no fundamental reason as to why Doge is going to be trading at $1. I don't know why I keep seeing it on Twitter that Doge is going to $1. They must know something that I do not. I've been looking it up, but I can't find any fundamental reason why Doge would go to $1 other than Elon Musk pumping it up, right? Elon Musk is pumping it up. So let's go into it and find where the setup would have been, right? Because I was watching it and I did have levels down here, but it kind of went by the wayside when we made this push up in this resistance here and then we started trading lower. That's when I thought Dogecoin was done, right? And I'm not even gonna lie and sit here and act like I thought something else was going on. I didn't. When this started to happen, I was like, oh yeah, two taps at resistance. That's a failure. This thing's going back to where it came from. And it fooled me and a lot of other people. So here is your support level, your last bearish close at this level at 0.0495,700. Look at this beautiful test. I mean, even with Dogecoin doesn't have a lot of volume because it's got so many it's got like the supply is so huge. So when this thing 4-hour candles moves like a tick when no one's trading it, but somebody's trading it now, it's got a lot of volume in it. This was a beautiful opportunity to buy because it held support, right? Came down, tested support, you closed as a doji. On this bullish day, you could have bought any pullbacks into that bearish candle right there. And if I just do this, look at this, right there, that's your entry. This is your technical entry on nothing more than the technicals, that technical aspect of it. This is your bullish entry. You put your stop beneath that wick low. And if you would have done that, or if you did that, congratulations, man, because that was a phenomenal trade. Look at this thing. Phenomenal trade. So big. Let's go just see what it is. I mean, it's got to be a few 100%, right? Yeah, 620%. Oh my gosh, like that's killing it. But it's going to get very volatile right now because people are going to be looking to sell this, right? I was looking to sell it this morning on Ccoin, but I could not get that to work. So basically, I'll be watching 3, 4, 4, 5, 1. This level right here. If you get a 4-hour closure above that level, obviously you got another resistance level right above it. But if you close above that level, the chances are you're going to go higher. You're going to be looking for higher prices. I'm not suggesting anybody short this thing. I can do it because I know how to trade. You know what I mean? I can manage my risk. Well, obviously I can't because I couldn't get the damn order to go through on Ccoin. So I'll figure it out. I'm just busy right now, so I ain't worried about it. But yeah, see what happens. This is your resistance level that you got to get above. If you can't get above it, then sellers are going to like to sell this thing back down to where it came from. All right, they're licking their chops as well. Bullish trades are always better for rookie traders because it can go up 600%. So even if you sell the top right here on Doge, it can only go down 100%, right? It can only ever go down 100%. That's why there's so much more risk in shorting assets, because the move to the upside is unlimited. So therefore, if you're taking a short on one of these assets, for instance, this asset, you have unlimited risk. Meaning, if you don't take your losses when it pushes against you to the upside, you're going to get burned. Chances are you're going to get burned bad. Whereas if you take the short and you're right, you can only make 100%. If you take the long, you can make 1,000%, right? Because it can keep going higher. Nothing stays, or things can be overbought for a very long time. I would much rather wait on like a weekly blow off top, right, before I'd start to look for bearish entries on Doge. I was just goofing off with the Ccoin thing, but it didn't work out anyway. So it can still run from here, man. It can still run from here. The shorts backs are up against the wall. There's a lot of supply under it, or a lot of demand under it, obviously. I mean, this was an 8-hour area, and you basically just traded up, and then you broke out, and damn it. That's a massive range of price. Huge. So yeah, if you caught that, congrats. But are you going to be looking to buy it up here? I wouldn't, man. I wouldn't. Doge was all the way down here not too long ago, and this was after a big, huge push higher, right? So that would have been the entry. In hindsight, this looks like the Bitcoin chart on an 8-hour time frame. It's insane. It's insane. That's a huge, huge move to the upside. I think it's probably had its run, in my opinion, but I can be wrong. I can absolutely be wrong. The next level of support to look for in an 8-hour time frame is all the way back down here, and if you give back all that, I don't assume that's going to hold as support, right? It needs to hold as support where it is right now if it's going to continue higher. It found its first 4-hour bearish candle. You did not close beneath it, right? And then look at this. That's a big, strong push. But shorts are going to be looking to sell there. I don't know if they will be successful. This looks extremely bullish. I'm not messing with it. It's very, very volatile. Be very, very careful. Very careful. And then if we go look at Doge versus Bitcoin, is it on this one? I mean, it looks insane too. No, it's on the purple one. It's insane too. I mean, damn, man, look at that. That's a short squeeze, guys. That's what a short squeeze looks like. It's funny though, because it didn't have as big as a move as the dollar pairing, right? The dollar had like a 600% move. It doesn't look like it was a 600% move on the Bitcoin. It wasn't. It was half that. So yeah, it's not as strong as the dollar, but it's already looking for resistance. You've already tested it once. You came right back up into it. You've tested it, but this looks like it's being accumulated. Looks like it's being accumulated. This thing might have another run in it. All right, might have another run in it. If you are going to buy it up here, I would put a stop loss right below the wick of that bearish candle. Right, just let it sit there. Aim for that wick high. Take your profits into that wick, and then move your stop up to break even, and then let it ride. See what happens. That would be how I would trade it if I was going to. And then let's go look at BNB real quick, and then I'll answer your guys' questions. BNB was extremely bullish too. We've had a nice little consolidation period on it. It didn't get down as low as I wanted it to get. I was looking for it to test 484. I mean, it almost did, right? You went back up and you found resistance again. So now you're back down testing this area of support, which is your last bearish close right there. Until you get a close beneath that, that is going to be your support level. Your near-term resistance is right above that. But if we get back up there, I don't see this holding. This could be a buy the dip opportunity on BNB. It's extremely overextended, extremely up there, right? This thing is really extended. So just keep that in mind when you're buying up here. But it's basically the same thing as what people were doing on Bitcoin. They're buying it at $60,000. So, I mean, it just basically comes down to where's your risk level? Your risk has got to be underneath that wick, that bearish wick. Put your risk there and see what happens. 1% of total accounts equity. It would be what I would look to sell or buy. Apologies. I definitely would not be over leveraging myself on these things, man. When they're flying high like this, you just need it to do the same thing again. You can make a lot of money on just a spot alone, a spot position. Ave USD says KF. I'm going to scroll up real fast and get some of the people that I missed, but I will get to you. I promise, my friend. I promise. I usually try to get everybody's tickers. I usually try to. Hot USD. Was it USD? I just lost it. Where are you at? Did you see the French auction, says Will? No, I did not. Check out Firecoin, First Crosshair Coin, ERC 10, BNB. Don't miss the coin of the future. I don't know if that's... There it is. Hot USD, says Krishna. Let's go look at Hot USD. Give me 1 second. Have not dropped one frame all stream. I cannot believe that. Nice. All right, so here's Hot calculated by TradingView, so it's going to look a little wiki. We was looking at this thing not too long ago because you can see that I had this support level in at 0.00726. Looks like that support level held. Boom, a big explosion off of there, like Doge and everything else. It's got the short sellers against their back, or against the wall essentially, and they're owning them, absolutely owning them. So yeah, this thing is extremely bullish. This is your last daily close at that price point. So let's go see what we got going on here. You can see you had a flawless close right at the level, but the next daily candle closed bullishly, had a retest of the level, and you made a higher high, but you're right back into that area. Is this an area to buy? It could be. Where you're going to put your stop. So you could watch the 4-hour chart, right? If you're looking to get bullish on this asset, you could look to get bullish around 0.0181, this level here. That's your last bearish close before this push higher. The fact that you are being rejected at this resistance level on a 4-hour tells you basically everything you need to know, right? You're having a lot of trouble getting above that level. However, is this going to be accumulation? Are people buying it down here? It's possible. It's absolutely possible. So that gives you an area to put your risk at, right? Push back into this level. As long as you're not closing a 4-hour below that level, you can look to buy it. Put your stop beneath this one or this one. It's your choice. It is your choice. But I would definitely have a stop underneath one of those two wicks, one of those two areas, right? Because you got to have somewhere to get out of the trade if it's going the wrong direction. BTT USD. Let me go look at it. So that's pretty much all I got on Hot. It's bullish. It's bullish. You have tested support. Let's go look at the weekly. So in my opinion, the weekly range for this week coming could be a bullish candle. How high does it go? I don't know. What you could do is you could target this weekly high right there. That weekly's high. That's be a great spot to take profits. Maybe start to break even and then see what happens. It's very extended, like a lot of other assets in this space. Very extended. It's extremely bullish. Binance, Ccoin. Let's go look at Ccoin. Doing the same thing. Almost looks identical. This was a nice hold of support and then big, strong, bullish pop, right? Where does this daily close? That's going to be important. So you have, if you close above this resistance level right here at 0.00821, this bullish candle's close. If you close above that, or even if you close around it, you could possibly look for bullish entries. Throwing your stop loss beneath that next bearish close right there. That gives you a pretty nice risk to reward if you're targeting that wick high all the way up there. All right, it's extremely bullish. It doesn't look like it was doing much of anything except trading sideways until basically everything else became unhinged and started going to the damn moon. So how much more juice is in the tank for these squeezes? We don't know. We don't know. But right now the risk is to the upside. This daily candle basically tells you that, right? Held support, big explosion to the upside. Where does this thing close? I don't know if I'd buy it right where it is right now. Well, I know I wouldn't buy it right where it is right now. What I would suggest you do is wait for a retest of that old resistance. See if that holds as support. Your old resistance is that line, right? That's the only thing there is to do on this thing. Look for entries right here. Maybe tomorrow or the next day. You could target your first daily resistance level. Would be there. Right there. It's going to say would be that and then there at the same time. So it said dar. Right dar. That's your level. That's where I'd be looking to take profits. Right? Because we don't know if it's going to be able to close above that. If it does, then that's great. But you can see that it's already having a lot of trouble. That was a big strong push. Big strong push. That's the area I'd watch, my friend. What is that level? I don't. That's from Monique. You'd have to be more specific, Monique. I've already looked at a lot of other charts, so I don't even know which asset. Heath, what level did Bitcoin test? It's testing right now. This right here. This is your last resistance, right? That's your last bullish close. That candle. This was your breakout candle, and it closed very high. So this is just price action coming back in to test that. See if that wants to hold as support. Right now it is. Yesterday it tested it, and it closed way up here. So that's good. That means there is support there. That level is 60076 right there. All right. This level is a 8-hour level. So that was your old 8-hour resistance level, and you've closed beneath it. But in this instance, I would be looking at the daily, not the smaller time frames, because the smaller time frames can basically talk you right out of your trade, essentially. As long as you're closing a daily candle above 60076, it looks good. It looks healthy. This is just testing its breakout spot. This was also another area of resistance. You have not closed beneath that either. This is still going on. You got 2 hours and 50 minutes before this candle closes. So that's your old resistance level. See if it closes above that. If it doesn't, then it's going to probably test this one again. So basically, it's just in price discovery. Bitcoin resistance at 61,436. No. 63,071 is your first daily resistance level. Right there. Joseph, CTM strong. Heath is fire as always. Thank you, my friend. Karen Goo, happy weekend, Heath, and everyone. Happy weekend to you, Miss Karen. Heath, can you check Theta when you find the time? I'm in the trade since 12:23. Yeah, let me go look at it. I'm assuming it versus the dollar. $12.23. So you bought this roughly around in here. It looks okay, man. You got a daily close above resistance. This is your last resistance level right there, 13.14. As long as you're closing daily candles above that level, you're in great shape. Great shape. If you didn't take any profits off ahead of this high right here when you pushed up into that, if you did not take profits, I would if it pushes back up there, right? Take some of it off, half of it, a third of it, 2/3, whatever makes you feel comfortable. Then move your stop to break even. That way, if it rejects up here and comes back down, you still had a profitable trade, right? You're just trying to extract profits out of the markets. You're not trying to buy this thing and expect it to run, make a 500% move from there. You just want to take basic profit. You want to have a profit target before you ever enter a trade, basically. But you're looking good, man. It looks solid, right? You came back down and you tested your old area of resistance. Price is trading way above that level, so this might have been a buying opportunity again for other people. If they didn't get in on this, right? They're going to look to get in on this. That's why you're having a little push up. However, you are trading above your resistance in all-time highs. So take that with a, and also look at that. I mean, if this is Ccoin, I don't know how long it is, but it's only been going up on Ccoin. It looks extremely bullish, extremely bullish. You're in great shape. Nice trade, my friend. Nice trade. Well done. That's the way to do it. Sean Kimmel said, hey, I made it. Welcome, Sean. You enjoy your weekend as well, Nick LaFon. Thank you for being here, my friend. ETH BTC, yeah, for sure. ETH BTC, man. That's the one of... This thing is breaking my heart, dude. Because I was watching this thing when it was down here, right? We got that pop. I even got long, and then I ended up getting out of the trade. No, I forget. I keep forgetting. I got long over here, and then we came back down, and then I got stopped out, and then this thing just left. I was looking at this to be support because of this bearish close, right? This bearish close right here. Boom. That was your support level, and it still held. So what I should have done is I should have got long there again, because in the longer term, right, if we pull this out a little bit, show you what I see, right? We have consolidation down here. You took out your high. This is a daily chart, right? Had a nice pullback, consolidation, reaccumulation. This thing is moving up to make higher highs. A lot of people, or some people on Twitter, are calling prices all the way up to 75 or 7,500 Satoshis. Will it ever go back up there? I don't know. But this is very constructive looking price action. You found support, you're trading up, making higher highs and higher lows. So I was looking to get in on this exact asset, ETH XBT, on the Kraken exchange, and I basically got stopped out of it, and I quit looking at it. Had I been looking at it any of this amount of time when we were putting in these lows here, I probably would have gotten into it again. Because, I mean, that's the flawless support hold. And then, boom, you took out your resistance on the daily, which was that bullish candle. You came back in and retested it. That was your entry. Right there, right? There's your close. Came back in. You didn't come all the way in to retest it, but that's close enough. That's your entry. Targeting that wick high. But in this case, it's just, ETH is super strong right now. It looks great. I mean, you're flagging out up here on the daily chart. Your first area of support is going to be 0.03642, right? If you come all the way down into here, look for a support test. I don't see anything on an 8-hour or 4-hour, right? So I don't know if I would trust a daily level, or an hourly level, but we can find one. Right there's one, right? So watch that level first if you're looking for bullish entries on this asset. I am bullish on this, right? This level gets you underneath these wicks too, so You can watch that level first, 0.03764. If price comes down here, that might be a good spot to look for entries. I like the 4-hour level better, right below it. But I will be watching this level as well, and I will absolutely go ahead and put a alert for that, so that way it tells me, right? Because I'm going to be watching this thing. I'm looking for bullish entries on it myself. I missed that trade, and it hurts. It hurts because that was a beautiful trade. That's what I was looking for to happen. Sucks. What's up? Scramble. I love your style of presentation and how you break things down. Keep it doing it. I don't plan on stopping anytime soon, my friend. Thank you for being here, and thank you for your kind words. I think you have been answering my question in part already, but I am going to gain some insight with deciding if break of an old higher stop. Oh, okay. So you got you. DJH. You're the one that put the comment on. Right. So how do I know? Excuse me. Let me clear this frog. How do I know? Basically what he's asking me is, how do I know when something isn't just merely a stop run, right? How do I know, like, when this candle was trading up and it took out these stops? How do you know if that's a stop run or if it's actual strength? Well, the close, right? The close is what tells you. You got a nice bullish close above your resistance level, and then you came back in and you retested it on the next day and you closed back above it. That right there is your entry signal. That's telling you that basically you have broken through resistance and you have tested it for support and it held. So that's one way of telling if it's a stop run or not. Another way of telling, is it a stop run or not? Let's use this bearish candle because it's beautifully perfect, because that's exactly what it is. Ignore this Kraken wick. Ignore it. Pretend it's not there, right? Because that thing liquidated a lot of people. But anybody that got long on this push down on the next day, or this push down, their stops are below that candle. So this candle came all the way down and it traded very much lower than that wick, right? So that's indicative of real weak price action when you're looking at the candle all the way down here. But since it wicked all the way back up and closed back above your support level, that's a stop run. That's basically just a stop run, right? Because you closed back above your important support level, and you even closed above where the stops would have been setting. So that's just one way of telling. Now, that doesn't always mean that you buy this, right? Because on a smaller time frame, this is just a pullback. So like on this day, I'm sure sellers were looking to get short, looking for a break of that low. But they were wrong. They were wrong because it was an actual area that people bought it. A lot of people bought it there. It was very cheap. It was a great price. And you see the explosion just a little bit less than a week later. Boom. Massive move to the upside. That is very strong. So I'm looking for entries bullish. And I hope that answers your question, my friend. DJH. Would you check Litecoin too? Yeah, I did look at Litecoin, but we'll look at it quicker, as I was only looking at it basically to explain why Doge has got such a big move. Let's go down here to the shitcoin list, because I know I got Litecoin USD. This is Coinbase's data feed. All right, let's go look at the monthly one more time. So you are trading above your monthly resistance level at 227.17. This, I think, is a weekly level possibly. No, it's got to be a daily level then. Yeah, it was. It was this daily right here. This was your resistance level. See how it traded up into your resistance? It's the bullish candle, right? Because it's an uptrend. I mean, yeah. Once you get above your bullish close, that's the last price that it was able to close. That is your resistance level. That's the highest price point at which that daily closed. So when the daily came back into it and tested it, you traded above it, closed below it, right? And then the next day was a massive rejection. But this is making higher highs and higher lows. So any pullback in prices looked as a buying opportunity. They would have bought at their next resistance level to see if that wants to hold a support. And it did. That was your buying opportunity. And then you can see your breakout candle. This is your breakout candle. back to DJH, what he was asking me, this is a breakout. See, nice, big, strong, bullish close above where your stops would have been. They would have been resting above that wick high. So you closed above that level. That's very indicative of this is an actual move to the upside. So when price came back down and retested around support, people front ran this. It did not get a full-on test. Maybe there's a smaller level, like on an hourly or a 4-hour there, and that's why they bought it right there. And then it's been see you later ever since. Litecoin's showing a lot of strength. If we go over here, are we trading above weekly resistance? We are not. So here is your weekly resistance level. All right, you are trading above your monthly resistance level. That's this line right here. Let's make it white and thick so that way we know that it's either a monthly or a weekly. Well, I got the 1M right there, so I know it's a monthly. And then do the same for this. This is your weekly resistance level. All right, put in 1 week, and we will be watching this beautiful thing. See what price does around it. We've already traded up into it, and we are seeing a pullback from that area, right? But we tested it today. So moving forward, this is your last area of support or your last area of resistance. Not a public speaker, guys. I apologize about saying the wrong stuff all the time, but you know what I'm saying, I hope. This is your last resistance level. You've tested it already, right? But it could come back down to test this. In my opinion, as long as you're trading above 255.94 on Litecoin, it's still good. It's still bullish. It's still beautiful. Looking for bullish entries. You got an 8-hour level below it right there. It was tested as well. You're going to be hard pressed to find a level from this price point at 255 up to 324. You're going to be hard pressed to find a level that wasn't tested in that leg of price. So basically what you can do is you can watch your 8-hour level right there at 278.85. If you get a push down to here, you do not want to see an 8-hour closure below that level. If you do, look for your daily level to come back into play. And then you don't want to see a daily closure below that level either. So that might be one of these two areas. Possibly be looking for bullish entries depending on how price trades when it gets to that area. Obviously, as always, first profit target will be the high. All right, so that way if it goes back up there and rejects again, at least you pulled some money out of the market by putting risk on the table. But Litecoin looks bullish, man. Doge is pumping, Litecoin is pumping. I'm not a fan of Litecoin, but it is, you got to follow price. Price is king. Let the price tell you what it's happening. No matter what you think the fundies are on an asset, the price is more important. What's happening, Jay Bradley? Aave, says KF. Absolutely. Let's go look at Aave. Aave is extremely bullish. USD. Coinbase. It's looking good. You're testing your last area of resistance. You tested it already on this daily candle, and then you came right back down to retest it again. So currently, it does look like the sellers are in control right now. But if you cannot close a daily below 420, spot 086, 420 might be a good spot to look to get bullish if you're bullish on this asset, right? You did take out this high on an 8-hour. Let's go see what you got on your dailies. So yeah, you got a nice strong daily close above your last daily resistance level at 445. This is a pullback. This looks like a buying opportunity. If price comes back down to that level, you can look for bullish entries. This is not financial advice. If you take a trade based on these levels and lose, it is on you, not me. And then you have an 8-hour level right beneath this daily level as well. So you could throw a wick through that level to stop people out that are watching that level and then get bought up right there. So that looks better in my opinion for an entry. If we do trade back down to this daily level, I'd be watching that 8-hour level. Let it wick through. If you start to reject from there on Aave, look for bullish entries targeting your recent high. Stop below this recent low right there. It's a nice risk to reward. What's up, everyone? Smash the like button, says Jay Bradley. Excuse me. That drink went down the wrong hole. Yes, thank you very much. If you smash the like button, I really appreciate that, guys. DeFi Ant says, happy weekend. He's looking to enter CHZ USDT. Let's go look at it, my friend. Chili's, Binance, looking for bullish entries. This is your last daily resistance level, and you closed above it nice and strongly. I like it. It looks, oh no, it's not a daily, apologies. 8 hour. So there's your daily resistance. You closed above that too. Now, when you're trading at all-time highs, or is it all-time highs? Yes. Gosh. Man, I love cryptos. I'll probably be a complete conversion in the next 2 years. Forex will be a thing of the past. I'm just kidding. I love Forex. I'll never stop trading it. All right, back to what I was saying. Got off topic. You did close the daily above that level. You're coming back into test support right now. The first support level is 0.65265, which is your old daily resistance level. So this wick down is nice. There is a nice shorter term support level right under you. So you can wick down to there, right? As long as you're not closing below that level. You might be looking for bullish entries around there. If it closes back above this level, then you may be testing support right now. So it's kind of hard to know. You go look at a 4 hour, what does it look like it's doing? Got several closes below. 8 hour, so you got to close below. Yeah, you definitely want to see this 8 hour close above that level, basically. And then you can look for a retest of that bearish candle right there. So obviously, this hasn't happened yet, but you would want to be looking like something like this, right? And then on that would be 6398, so like a push down into there, boom. Then look to get long, targeting that area right there. This is your first resistance that you're going to find moving up if it starts to move up from here. It looks good. It looks constructive as can be. I mean, you're right now in the process of possibly putting in an outside reversal bullish candle. You haven't yet. You haven't taken out your highs or your lows, so technically it's not really an outside candle reversal pattern, but I mean, it's close. If you close above that high, it is an outside candle to the upside, and people do look at those as reversals. So, but those are your two levels to watch, my friend. Daily and 8 hour. Let's go back to the daily. Yeah, this resistance level here, and then this one down here. There is one right there also. I mean, but the levels are going to get too discombobulated and too close and be confusing. So, that might be what it's testing, right? But you're safe all the way down to there. That's basically I already made a short story long, but it's safe all the way down to there. As long as you're not closing a daily below 0.56820, you're in great shape. Looks good. Looks fantastic. Hey man, can you check LRC USDT? Absolutely, my friend. Let's go check it out. Nice big strong daily today. I like that. There's your test of old resistance right there. Boom. See if it hold a support. It did. And you are seeing that explosion off of that right there. This is what you're looking for. Boom. And that's what you want to see. Now, obviously, this isn't always going to happen, as like my trade is not working out so good. But this one did. That's a nice, big, strong daily. You are into daily resistance, my friend. Right there, 0.77187. It's that bullish close. So maybe not buy it up here. Maybe wait for it to come back down to 67474. Look for that area to hold a support. Right there, 67301. Apologies. As long as you're closing daily candles above that level, that would be a nice entry point. As far as how bullish is it, it's extremely bullish, right? It's extremely bullish. Loop ring is extremely bullish. So right now you're testing old daily resistance to see if it wants to hold as resistance. It's probably going to. I mean, I don't know the future, but it looks like it's trying to. Will you get a retest of this level before it keeps going higher? I don't know, man. Right? I can't tell the future. I can't see the future. But I know I'd be watching this level. Any retest of that, I would be wanting to get long. You probably don't have anything in the middle. You don't. I mean, yeah, you could watch that 4-hour bullish close. That puts you a little bit higher. It was already tested with this one, but I mean, you're buying highs, man. Just keep that in mind. You're buying highs. I'm not familiar with the project as far as I don't know what the fundamentals are on it. Is it a good company or not? I don't know. It looks like it is. Somebody believes it is because it's extremely bullish and has been ever since it's been trading on this data feed. So somebody likes it. Let it pull back. Look to buy pullbacks. Buy the dip. BFTD. And I got on WRXUSD at $1 and got 50% off at $5. Please provide your analysis. Well, I can tell just by your comment, Krishna, you had a fantastic trade. But I will go analyze the chart for you. That's fantastic. You did it great. Took 50% off at $5. Damn, man, that's a fantastic trade. WRXUSD. You didn't say which data feed, so I'm going to look at FTX just because it's not calculated by TradingView. $1 sold at $5, 50% of your trade. So hopefully you moved your stop up to break even, or actually what you could do is move your stop up to $2, right? That just reassures that you're not going to lose any of your unrealized P&L that you're sitting on right now. This is the thing also that affects new traders, is never worry about an unrealized P&L because it's unrealized. It means absolutely nothing. It can be there 1 second and be gone the next. You have already taken profits, a lot of profits. From a $1 move to $5, that's a huge move. And the fact that you took 50% off the trade, that's fantastic, man. Fantastic. Fantastic. So you made 250% on your investment. Not bad. Move your stop up to break even, and no matter what, you made 250% on that trade. No matter what. Now the unrealized P&L, if you're looking for bullish entries, it looks like it's chopping around right here. I do not know what this thing is at all, right? So I can't tell you like what they're doing or anything. But the price action is extremely bullish. You're chopping around in a very, very tight range. This is your resistance level as 4.05. Your support level currently is this level right here at 3.10, right? You're in the middle of the range. If you get a break below and a close below, it may be heading lower. Let's see if we got anything closer than that daily candle all the way down there. There's nothing. There's nothing. Let's see, 1 hour. There's one there, just a little bit higher, not much. So that's an hourly level, that 2.41010. So if you get down here, all right, I mean, technically I would watch for 4-hour closures instead of just an hourly close, because crypto does trade a little bit different than Forex. There's not as much liquidity in it, so it does trade basically choppy sometimes and wicky. So you could throw a wick all the way down to that daily level, right? Watch 2.410. As long as you're closing 4-hour candles above that, you're still constructive. You're still possibly bullish even. Or you are. You'd have to retrace over 70% of your bullish impulse leg to the upside before you can consider it a complete washout, right? And how do you do that? You just throw a fib from your low to the high of your advance, right? In your 70% or roughly 70% area. So something like this. After you get down to 70%, it's a wash, right? So anything down here, you close below that, man, it's, yeah, probably going back to where it came from. The fact that it is trading up here around the midpoint of the expansion is constructive. It's very constructive. Some people call that a bull flag or a triangle pattern or whatever you want to call it, but it's constructive. I like it. Watch 3.10900 and 2.41010. I hope that helps. Thanks for answering your question. It was very insightful. Could you address Aussie CAD for a daily bias in your Forex session tomorrow? Absolutely. I'll go look at it for you right now, my friend. Right now. What the heck is this? What is that? What was it? Aussie dollar, right? Aussie CAD. Sorry. Aussie CAD. See all the crazy lines on this one? That was obviously very, very old. I haven't looked at this, or for some reason, in a long time. So you want a daily bias, all right? Because you get a daily bias. All right, so the daily bias is the near term is down. The near term is down. This was your support level right here. You broke beneath it. You traded back up to your old area of support, turned into resistance, and then you shot back down. Now you have found support right down here, right? This is your support area, 0.95259, and you broke back above here. The trend line was broken, but that trend line was kind of sort of parabolic, right? And the dollar pairs have been a little bit difficult to trade lately because you got this sideways action. You have broken above your resistance level as well on a daily time frame. So as of right now, my friend, I would have to be looking for longs on Aussie CAD, right? Because you've daily closed above that level. Now Friday was a complete and total retest. You took out all of Thursday's price action, all of it. So let's see if there's an hourly level there that it found support at. There it is right there. So basically you don't want to see any hourly closes beneath 0.96588. You get an hourly closure below that, then you're possibly heading lower. And at this point though, you want to be looking for bullish entries. This is an important swing low. You do not want to see this swing low broken. Because if it does get broken, then people are going to be looking at this as more of a dead cat bounce, and it's time to get short, right? Dead cat bounce is essentially when price falls for a long extended period of time. But this isn't a dead cat bounce because you literally made a triple bottom. 1, 2, 3 lows, boom, 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 and then up. So people bought it. So right now, as long as you're trading above 0.9685 on a daily closing basis, you got to look for bullish entries. If you close a daily below 96285, you're looking for bearish entries, in my opinion. In my opinion. What's up, Zach Lane? Shout out to Heath. Could you please look at Elongate? Elongate. Is this even real, or are you... I think you're busting my chops. I don't know what that ticker is. If you tell me what the ticker is, I will look at it, my friend. Is it this? Elon wrapped ether? Nothing comes up for Elongate, so I may be getting punked. Flowing through the charts masterfully. I follow Jordan, Heath, Brandon, and Alan, period. Thank you, Mr. Zach. Smash the like button. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate the likes being smashed. Absolutely. Thanks for CHC. TA, you rock. You are welcome, my friend. Can you check out Harmony 1? Yeah, let's go look at it. I think I have it over here on the orange. It's 1, right? It's just 1. Let me type it in. Harmony. Oh no, it's Harmony 1 USD. That's what it. Gotcha. Let's look at it on Binance versus Tether. So it's holding resistance or support. I mean, it's holding resistance is holding price, right? It can't daily close above resistance. So you did make a lower support level too on this bearish close, which is important because it's telling you that price is weaker than it is strong. At any point in time, this can change though, right? At any point in time. That's with any price action. You can be extremely bearish one day and it completely turn around the next. That's why trading is difficult. You do got a lower close than this area here. You are retesting resistance and you are fading. So the near term, you might be looking for a little bit lower prices. This, in my opinion, would be a great spot for bullish entry. 0 spot 11,644 down here. It's untested. That was very close, but it did not test it. So it still remains an untested daily level of support. I would almost guarantee you get at least a small bounce when price pushes into that. At least a small bounce. A very tradable bounce, in my opinion. But watch that level. I don't like it right here, right? Because it's already made a new support. I mean, right there. So your near-term sellers are in control. What you take out a resistance level on a daily closing basis, then buyers are back in control, right? So right now it looks like it's wanting to test lower prices. And that's your first daily level. There's maybe a level on the 8 hour. I don't think so. Yeah, there is, just a smidge higher. So 112, 153. You could put 2 levels there. I mean, they're really close. So that'd just be like a price range. See what happens when price gets down there. If it gets down there, I'd be looking for possible entries down there. Stop below the lows. GRT seems really interesting, says Ace. Let's go look at GRT. I know I have it somewhere. There it is. There it is. There it is. Yeah, you broke out above that trend line. That's awesome. Look at that flawless test of that trend line. See, trend lines do work, guys. I just put more instance in my horizontal levels, right? But basically the way Jordan teaches people is you look for price, you watch price first, and then you find horizontal levels for support and resistance, and then with the help of trend lines. So trend lines would be like your third thing you'd be looking at. But that was a nice little test and pop above. It's trading sideways. This is your day. Oh no, it's 8 hour. I keep doing that. This is your daily resistance level, Ace. 2 spot 13560, and you can clearly see that it has held 1, 2, 3, 4 attempts. Cannot close above that. The fact that you're trading back down here, you're testing the low end of the range. This is your support level because that's your last, daily close before you broke out. One could argue that it's this candle now, right? Simply because that was your last close before it broke out. But it's so close. I mean, come on. You're just nitpicking at that point. But you did get some flawless tests of that area. You're trading around it. It's chopping back and forth in a small range. So this week might be the week you get that range expansion. Right? Let's see. Let this thing close above the last week's closing price, obviously. Look for retests of those levels and look for that weekly range expansion to the upside. You got a weekly close above that trend line, and you're working on your second weekly close above the trend line. It looks phenomenal. Looks good. Looks good. I entered Litecoin long around 200, still holding. Where will you take profit? On Litecoin, around that monthly or weekly resistance level. Possibly right now, 324, right? That's your last weekly resistance level. 324, you entered at $200, so that's a nice move, right? Nice trade. I'd take some profits off right now and move my stop up to break even if it were me. That's a monster move. That's pretty good. That's a nice trade, man. Good job. I love it. Mindy A, great trade. I would take profit right now if I were you, Mindy. If I were doing it. If it was my trade, I would absolutely be taking some money off. I'd be moving my stop to break even. And then I'd be looking for support test at one of these higher areas. And then basically just ride it out. You're in a winning trade. There's really nothing else to do once you take your little bit of profits. If you leave like half, for instance, leave half on. Because if this thing does break out above this wick, watch out, man. This thing is going to move. Yeah, weekly close above 421. You're going to $600 probably, easily with Litecoin. It's looking nice and constructive and bullish. It hasn't made an all-time high yet. ETH and obviously Bitcoin has, so it is trailing them in that sense. But this previous week that we just had, Litecoin was obviously stronger than both of those assets, because you're trading at highs right now. I mean, ETH is too, not quite, but I guess you could argue ETH was stronger than Litecoin. Well, let's go see which one was stronger. Let's go see which one was stronger. Litecoin was stronger than ETH. Right? There you go. There's your resistance level. Retest of that area. There's not much liquidity in this though, so be careful. These are weekly levels, and look at this gappy price action. Good job on that trade, Mindy. All-time high around 370. On Litecoin? On this data feed, it's 420. So I'm not sure which data feed you're looking at. You are welcome, Krishna. Oh man, oh never mind, you did already. Ave already, Ace. Yeah, I did, Ace. You can ask for as much stuff as you want, my friend. Euro USD, says Danny. I got you. So this was I took a trade on this last week, aiming for these levels up here. We got that. So now it's what's going to happen. I don't know. I mean, it's obviously taken out its descending trend line, so you could argue that you're looking for bullish entries. You have not closed above your daily resistance level right there at 1.19838. All right, I took a trade on this daily right here. I entered on a retest of a level down here on a smaller time frame, and I was only targeting for that wick high, right? Because I was taking the trade in the direction of the stop run. The stops were above these highs. So once we purged through those stops, I exited my position, moved my stop up to break even. So now what are we going to do? Well, there is no high probable setup because we don't know what transpired once those stops were triggered. Were they bought into? Were they sold into? We do not know. We do not know. Right? The dollar is extremely bearish. The fundamentals on the dollar is extremely bearish. One could argue that this thing is still structured to the upside on a weekly chart, right? I mean, you're back down in all this mess here, so I'm not as bullish as I was on it. You know what I mean? When we came down in here, I thought we were going to get a bounce. We did not. This thing just, see ya. Why are these charts all old? So old. Anyways, yeah, so I'll be watching this in the chat room. I hang out in the scalping room. Every now and then I'll post in the Forex room. So if you're in the Discord, just look out for that, right? I'll let you know what I'm looking for when I find it. The next day or so, you gotta let it chill. Like, there is no high probable setup on it right now. You're into resistance. You're into resistance. You need a daily close above that level. Or at the very least, you need to come back down and test 1.19139 and hold that level for support. If this level holds as support, then we would be looking for bullish entries again, looking for this thing to go higher, testing your next area of resistance at 1.20472. All right, so maybe that's what you can look for coming into the week, next week. But I'll do Forex tomorrow and go deeper in depth for you guys. Cheers, Heath. Thanks, Giles. Thank you for showing up, my friend. Do you buy, sell levels, or wait for a higher high after they hit? Thanks, man. You are the best. Danny, I buy them. Like, I'm not afraid of losing trades, guys. That's what you gotta understand about me. I don't care. Like, if I, like, all right, for instance, let me use, what did we take yesterday? We lost a trade on Great British Pound versus Canadian Dollar. Or I screwed that up. And I'll show you what happened. We lost, but it was a perfect setup, right? Perfect setup. And I'll show you why. Look at this daily. That's insane, right? That is just a fake out move. We were trading into resistance. This was Thursday's candle. This was the day that we were trading. At the time, we were roughly around 1.72577. Let's go intraday. This was our target. Why were we targeting this? Well, because the stops are beneath that. Now, you could argue that you already took out the stops on this push down, and that was a buying opportunity, but I did not see that, so it got past me. But it was still a beautiful setup. It was a perfect setup. I will take those setups every single time, right? We were looking at this area right here. We got short. We were targeting that target all the way down there, and then boom, we were wrong. It happens, right? It happens. So yeah, I will put trades at those levels, especially if I think it's going to have a nice bounce. Like for instance, right up here, that's a daily level. Will I enter short there for a small bounce? No, I don't trade like that. Can you? Yeah. You could put a short level right there, throw a stop about 15 pips above it, and if you get a bounce back down 15 pips, boom, take the trade off. 1-to-1, risk to reward. Yeah, you could build a strategy around something like that. It just depends on what the circumstances are. Sometimes, yes, sometimes I will absolutely enter at those levels, looking for positions, not waiting on a retest. But it depends. It just depends. What is this? Says Aqua. I don't know what this is, my friend. Are you talking about the YouTube channel? Straight Talk, welcome. Thanks, Heath. You're the best. Says Mindy. You are welcome, Mindy. Thank you. Great stuff. Heath might join Patreon because your analysis is so good. Hey, I appreciate it, potatoes. If you want to, there is going to be a link down in the description below, and I do post my trades in both the CTM and the other one as well. So if you want to join CTM, the CTM has a lot of people in it, man. It's a great community. There's a link for that in the description below as well. Can you please look at CVC and REN? Absolutely. And then I'm going to have to start tightening it up. We've been on almost an hour and a half. CVC, USD, Binance, TradingView, no. Huobi. Let's go look at the perps, the futures. It looks good. It's extremely bullish. This is a daily time frame. You have closed above your daily resistance level. Now you're testing this level as support right now, and it looks like it's holding, right? This is your support right there. 0.65684. Now I don't know if this level will hold, right? You have tested it multiple occasions. So this daily close and 2 hours is going to be important. If you're below 0.65684, then you're probably coming down to test this level around 59641. If you close above that, you could look for an entry. Your risk to reward's not going to be so great because you got to get your stop beneath the wick, and you're only going to be targeting this resistance level because you're at all-time highs. So this is your resistance level. So your risk to reward isn't so great right here. Right? I mean, ultimately you could target that wick, but this is going to act as resistance. So it's up to you. That's what I see on it. The next level of support, if it fails to hold here, is 0.59519. This would tighten up or make that risk to reward a little better. All right? So I would probably wait on this level. That doesn't mean it'll ever come down here. That's just where I would be watching. That's where I would be looking for it. What's the realistic profits from Forex trading? Dan J asks. It's dependent on your size of your account, my friend. You can make $5 a day or $500 million a day. It just depends on what you got. $500 million a day is stretching it, but that's basically how much money do you have when you open your account. You're taking 1% risks on every single trade, 1% of your total account equity. So you can do the math on it. If you have a $100,000 account, that's $1,000 you could possibly make on a 1% move, right? It's just simple math, my friend. Simple math. Can you take a look at EWT? Oh, I forgot REN. Hold on, let me go look at REN and then I'll do that one. RENUSD. Coinbase. So you took out your resistance level, right? 1.104. You're retesting that level to see if it holds a support. Looks like it is holding a support. Is this an entry? Possibly. Yes, I like it. You could look to get long right now. Put your stop underneath today's wick low. You're already trading above that. In 2 hours, you could be trading much higher, or you could be trading much lower, right? You got 2 hours on the close. Wait for 2 hours and see what happens. If you close above this level, then you could look for longs targeting the wick high. That would be a nice, pretty small risk to reward, right? You'd probably get a 3 to 1, 4 to 1 out of that. It's in a pretty good area right now. I like it, right? You got resistance right above there at one spot, 1974. So that does tighten up the risk to reward a little bit, but it's testing support right now. Right now, like this daily candle is testing support. If this is going to move higher, this is the time when you want to look to enter trades. Doesn't mean it's going to work out. It's just this is what you're looking for. That's when you want to enter. And can you have a look at EWT Energy Web Token? So FG, I like REN right now, possibly, depending on where the daily closes. Look for bullish entries. Not financial advice. Energy Web Token on Ccoin. Yeah, you said Energy Web Token, so let's go look at it. It was choppy, but you broke out. I don't like this. Like this should be closing roughly around the midpoint of the daily range. You have basically traded way up here and reversed, and you're now red on the day. You were massively green on the day. Now you're red on the day. So I don't like that, obviously. Your first area to look for a support test is going to be 18 spot 450. You want to see that level hold on a daily closing basis if you're looking for long entries. This is not pretty though, right? That's a huge daily range, and it's closing bearish, almost. You got 2 hours left, but it looks like it's going to be closing bearish. This is from a green to red move, basically, is what they call it. When something is green and then turns red, generally means there's going to be some continuation, but that continuation could burn out right there at 18 spot 450, as there's where a lot of people are going to be looking to enter it back long again. This one is so close to that. I mean, you're splitting hairs at that point. Watch this level right here. You're looking for bullish entries. You can go all the way down to 16 spot 65 also and still maintain bullishness. But if you take out this swing low down here, then I'm no longer liking this thing, as the sellers are absolutely in control, even though it is an uptrend. And it's got like a nice channel going on as well. So yeah, I don't know. I don't like this daily, but it is the weekend, right? It is the weekend. Let's get like, not that. It looks okay. I mean, watch those two levels on that. Yeah, it did. That's what I'm saying. I mean, Euro USD closed above the weekly level and retested it, of course, says Danny. Yeah, it did. Absolutely. Yep. We'll talk about Euro USD in depth tomorrow, I promise. At 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time at market open, I will be going live for that, for the FX Weekly Outlook. RSI, I checked all live pages, nobody responded. LOL, I have interest 8 hours ago. RSI, and it's not even par what I bought. At what do you think, up or down? If you say down, I'm out. Go check another. RSR, let's go look at it. I'm going to assume that it's versus Tether on Binance. I checked all live pages, nobody responded. I have interest 8 hour. You bought it 8 hours ago? Up or down? It's bullish, right? It's bullish right now. I don't know where your entry was. If you're red on this trade, I would dive out, right? If you're green, if you bought it down here somewhere, you're in good shape. You don't have to do anything, right? You don't have to do anything. You're in the green. So your first level to watch as support is 0.09478. Watch to see if support holds here, if price comes down there. If you go into an 8 hour chart, you have an 8 hour level right there, so you can watch that one first if you so choose. 0.1003, right? You do not want to see candles closing below those two areas. If you get that daily closure below that level, you're probably coming back down to 0.08657 to say the least. So it just basically depends on where you got in the trade at. So if you're red in the trade right now, I would bounce. I would definitely bounce because sellers are going to look to sell right here again at 1.0915. Thanks, Heath, mate. You're a legend. All right, guys. Since I typed the question, it went down again. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it hasn't went down massively in the last 5 minutes, right? So hopefully you're not like long. I mean, if you're long right now, my friend, I would probably be looking for an exiting, especially if you're losing the trade. Wait for it to come down here and test this hour support level, right? Or something. It just depends on how it's going. If you're red, get out. Never stay in a losing trade. There's no point, right? You can just get in later. How about Uniswap? Let's go look at Uniswap, and I'll be closing her down pretty soon. UniUSD. Is this the... Yeah. I like it on the Coinbase chart better. Coinbase has more liquidity. It's an hourly. Let's get off the hourly. Yeah, I had a nice day last week. Man, big, strong, huge bear broke out above your daily resistance, and you're testing it as support. You're testing it in multiple days as support, and it's holding. So that's telling you something. This bearish close is the actual support level. You have not closed the daily below that level at 35. This is the level, right? 34.27. But you can see how you're not even able to close the daily below this bearish daily. So you traded all the way down here and you've tested it. I don't like this price action, but as long as you're trading above this level, it's still bullish and constructive. And it looks like it's good to the upside, right? Targeting this. I think this is all-time highs on this asset as well. It is. God, man, look at this thing. It has one red month and that's it. The rest of them have been straight up. Yeah, it's bullish. It's absolutely bullish. Watch 34.27. 34.27. Next level to watch, if you get a daily closure below that, would be 31.24. This level here. Boom. Right? Mike says, thank you for helping. You are welcome, my friend. Hey, new question, but when you say going long or going short with crypto, how exactly do we do this? Well, you got to have a brokerage account with funds in it, and then it's simple as just placing the trade. Going long, you are buying the crypto asset. If you're like Bitcoin versus the dollar, you're looking to buy Bitcoin versus the dollar. When you're shorting it, basically you're selling an asset that you do not own. And it's as simple as just taking a position in the position order window. You are welcome, Woohoo63. Thank you, I'm out. Thank you, Mike, for showing up. I'm about to close it down. Vet would be a great to see also. Alright, I'll go look at Vet, and then I'm going to call it a day, guys. Call it a day. Just make sure you come back tomorrow, and we'll look at some more stuff for you. Vet versus the dollar. I thought this was trading on Coinbase, but I guess not. Let's go look at it on Finex. Damn. Extremely bullish. There's nothing to do. Right now, there's nothing to do. Right? Obviously, you know that I'm just going to say watch for a retest of your old level of resistance, and that's all the way down at 0.185, this level down here. If you're holding that on an 8-hour closing basis, then you can look for possibly long entries. There's no way I'd be looking to get long right here where it is right now. It absolutely can go higher from here, right? It absolutely can. But it is extremely extended to the upside. So try to buy it at higher probable areas, like areas where you have a higher chance of it finding support. Yeah, there's not much to say. It didn't really test anything here, right? You had 3 sessions where it traded down slightly and then boom. There's no way to know that's ever going to happen. No way to know. Could it, like I said, it can absolutely find support here, but I would be looking for this level down here because it gives you a better risk to reward. Right now, your risk to reward is terrible. You're right in the middle. Even if you put a stop beneath this bearish candle, your reward is essentially that high. All right, guys. Oh, we got a spammer in the house. See you, boss. Alright, guys, I'm going to call it a night. Make sure you hit the like button if you haven't already. And if you, well, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Make sure you trade safe. Make sure you trade smart. And happy trading, everybody.